Assalamu alaikum. In Surah An-Nur, Surah 24, Ayah 11, Allah Azza wa Jal says, إِنَّ الَّذِينَ جَاءُوا بِالْإِفْكِ عُصْبَةٌ مِّنْكُمْ. This story is the story of the slander, or it is known in the Seerah as Hadith al-Ifk, the lie against the wife of the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, Aisha radiallahu anha. Aisha radiallahu anha was with the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam coming back from one of the military expeditions. And at the time of the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, his wives were protected and they were screened from being seen. Their hijab is not like the head cover that normal women would wear, but they had full screen. So they used to be carried over the mounts, over the animals like the camel, in a small chamber called hawdaj, so no one would see them. And the army, the group of the companions, when they are traveling, they would have scheduled stops. So people would relieve themselves, would respond to their needs, and they would carry the hawdaj, would carry that small chamber, and would leave it. So she would come out of it, relieve herself, and then get back to it. What happened was, Aisha radiallahu anha at that time, she says, I wasn't heavy. So when four people are carrying, they would not notice whether there is someone or there isn't anyone. When they left me, so I would go to my need, I would respond to the call of nature, I checked and I felt that I lost my neck. It was not around my neck. My necklace was lost. So I was looking for my necklace. And that took some time. By that time, I noticed that the army left already. It appears that they carried the hawdaj, they put it back, they didn't notice that it is empty, and they left. So Aisha radiallahu anha says, I felt that soon or later, the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam would notice my absence, so the best thing is to stay in my place. While I was waiting, I heard a man. By Allah, the only thing I heard from him, Inna lillah wa inna ilayhi raji'un, that's it. Wallahi, she says, by Allah, he didn't even speak to me. This man was Safwan ibn al-Mu'attal, radiallahu anh, one of the companions. He came and he saw that there is a body, there is someone. And as he came closer and closer, he noticed. She's Aisha radiallahu anha, because he knew her before the hijab was mandated upon the wives of the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. So she says, by Allah, he didn't even say anything. But it was strange. That's why he said, Inna lillahi wa inna ilayhi raji'un. He knelt the camel, so I rode over the camel, and that's it. That's all what it is. He didn't even speak to me. And we came back to catch up with the army. And that's when the people saw us. A man and a woman coming. Not any woman. She is the wife of the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Who took that immediately? The head of the hypocrites, Abdullah bin Ubay bin Salul. And immediately he started the rumors. Oh, they must have had a relationship. They must have had an affair. How could they be alone? And that was spread immediately among the companions. So Allah Azza wa Jal says, إِنَّ الَّذِينَ جَاءُوا بِالْإِفْكِ عُصْبَةٌ مِّنْكُمْ. Indeed, those who brought or came up with the speech of slander, they are a group among you. Meaning, because sometimes we like to put the blame on others. People didn't come from another planet, from another country, to spread these rumors. They are from among you. إِنَّ الَّذِينَ جَاءُوا بِالْإِفْكِ عُصْبَةٌ مِّنْكُمْ. They are from among you. So always, whenever you want to improve yourself, don't blame others. It's very easy to blame others. Oh, it's the weather. Oh, it is my neighbors. Oh, look at yourself. What can you improve? Allah Azza wa Jal says, إِنَّ الَّذِينَ جَاءُوا بِالْإِفْكِ عُصْبَةٌ مِّنْكُمْ. They are from among you. لَا تَحْسَبُوهُ شَرًّا لَكُمْ بَلْ هُوَ خَيْرٌ لَكُمْ. Don't think it as a bad thing. Rather, it is a good thing. Slandering the wife of the Prophet ﷺ is a good thing. Since when? Talking bad about the wife of the Prophet ﷺ is a good thing. It's not, it's a great lesson. It's a good thing, meaning sometimes even your body is telling you there is something wrong, but you don't listen until you are sick or you are knocked down. This is to tell you clearly that there is something wrong, so you would go to the doctor. Subhanallah. Sometimes the cure is painful, but it is necessary. So the same thing here. Allah Azza wa Jal started this surah, Surah An-Nur, the surah of the light, Surah 24, reminding us of the importance of the words. That one word you say could destroy the reputation of someone, could cause someone to commit suicide. We have in our time a big issue. People are complaining about bullying in school. And some teenagers, some of our children, they are struggling. Some of them even committed suicide. They turned their life into misery. Well, Allah al-Musta'an. So watch the words that you say. That's the great lesson that we learn. Allah Azza wa Jal says, لا تحسبوه شرا لكم بل هو خير لكم. Rather, it is good for you. How could it be good for us? It was a great lesson. Yes, it was painful, but it was a great lesson. لكل امرئ منهم ما اكتسب من الإثم. For every one of them, what he earned of sin. These are just words. Yes, but these are not just words. These words, they carry a lot of weight. In our time, when we say, oh, they are words, some words could destroy you. Some words could admit you Jannah. La ilaha illallah, the heaviest word in the scale. And on the other hand, the Prophet ﷺ warned us that a servant of Allah, إِنَّ الْعَبْدَ لَيَتَكَلَّمُ بِالْكَلِمَةِ, would speak a word that he doesn't care about it, he doesn't pay attention to it. مِنْ سَخَطِ اللَّهِ, out of the wrath of Allah, تَهْوِي بِهِ سَبْعِينَ خَرِيفًا. It would make him fall 70 years in hellfire. A word. Especially when you are attacking someone chaste. When you are talking about the reputation, the chastity of a woman, not any woman, the wife of the Prophet ﷺ. Allah Azza wa Jal says, لا تحسبوه شرا لكم بل هو خير لكم. It is a painful experience, but it was necessary. So people would learn by example the value of words and the danger of words that they say. Nowadays, people purchase, they pay money to read magazines or news about slander. This actress, that athlete, this. How could that benefit you in front of Allah Azza wa Jal? Subhanallah. Your time is so worthless that you are wasting it on things that displeases Allah Azza wa Jal. This is your capital. This is the value that you have, the time. Do not waste it. Allah Azza wa Jal says, لِكُلِّ امْرِئٍ مِّنْهُمْ مَا اكْتَسَبَ مِنَ الْإِثْمِ. Every one of them will have what he earned of his sin, but وَالَّذِي تَوَلَّى كِبْرَهُ مِنْهُمْ, but their leader, Abdullah bin Ubay, the head of the hypocrites, لَهُ عَذَابٌ عَظِيمٌ. He will have a great punishment. Then Allah Azza wa Jal says in the 12th ayah, لَوْلَا إِذْ سَمِعْتُمُوهُ ظَنَّ الْمُؤْمِنُونَ وَالْمُؤْمِنَاتُ بِأَنفُسِهِمْ خَيْرًا. Why didn't you, when you heard of it, why didn't you think good? Why didn't the believing men and believing women think good of themselves? لولا إذ سمعتموه ظن المؤمنون والمؤمنات بأنفسهم خيرا. Ayyub, that's one example. Ayyub al-Ansari radiallahu anha, she says to her husband, oh Abu Ayyub, haven't you heard what people were saying? So he asked her, oh, what are they saying? That Aisha radiallahu anha, maybe she had an affair. So Abu Ayyub radiallahu anha, he asked her, oh Ayyub, what do you think? What do you mean? Would you do it? Ayyub, would you have an affair with a man? A'udhu billah. Ayyub immediately, she said, what are you saying? A'udhu billah. So Abu Ayyub radiallahu anha said, by Allah, Aisha radiallahu anha is better than you. It is logic that if you say, a'udhu billah, if you say that this is impossible, how would Allah Azza wa Jal let a wife of his messenger betray him? لولا إذ سمعتموه ظن المؤمنون والمؤمنات بأنفسهم خيرا وقالوا هذا إفك مبين لولا جاءوا عليه بأربعة شهداء. Why didn't they bring forth 4 witnesses? So, this is a lesson that you learn. Your words, they're not just words, oh, they are cheap. No, they are very expensive. Words, they have consequences. And when you say something, when you make a claim, prove it. What is the evidence? The Muslim is always objective. The Muslim is always following the evidence. You say something, what is the evidence? لولا جاءوا عليه بأربعة شهداء فإذ لم يأتوا بالشهداء فأولئك عند الله هم الكاذبون. If they did not bring 4 witnesses, then they are the true liars. This is what our religion teaches us. This is the value of words. You make a claim, you prove it. You don't have 4 witnesses, that's a false claim, and there are consequences. And subhanallah, in this story, 3 companions were punished. The punishment of slander. Hassan ibn Thabit, radiallahu anh, the poet of the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, Hinna bin Jahsh, the sister of the wife of the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, the sister of Zainab bin Jahsh, because her sister was a competitor to Aisha radiallahu anha. So now she felt that her sister will have the upper hand. So she also spoke without evidence. And Mistah. Mistah was a relative of Aisha radiallahu anha. And subhanallah, how painful is that? Mistah was a poor man. And Abu Bakr radiallahu anh was providing for him. And when he heard that his relative is talking about his daughter lying without an evidence, he said, by Allah, I will not help him anymore. This is my reward. I help you. And you pay me back with slander against my daughter. So Abu Bakr radiallahu anh said, by Allah, I will not help him anymore. Until Allah Azza wa Jal said, ولا يأتل أولو الفضل منكم والسعة أن يؤتوا أولي القربى واليتامى والمساكين والمهاجرين. Allah Azza wa Jal said, وَلْيَعْفُوا وَلْيَصْفَحُوا. Let them pardon and let them forgive. أَلَا تُحِبُّونَ أَن يَغْفِرَ اللَّهُ لَكُمْ. Don't you like that Allah Azza wa Jal would forgive you? Immediately, Abu Bakr radiallahu anh, when he heard this ayah, he said, by Allah, I would love that Allah would forgive me. And immediately, as if nothing happened, subhanallah, how they learned to overcome their own emotions. This is a great lesson. Aisha radiallahu anh says, I didn't know what was happening. Because when she came back, she was sick. She said, I was sick. And only I noticed that the Prophet ﷺ, his treatment changed a little bit. I didn't see from him the kindness I used to see. I was sick, so he would only check on me and say, how are you doing? That's all. But usually he would be more kind to me. And I didn't know the reason until one time, by chance, when I was going to relieve myself, and one of the women, she told me that this is happened, and I couldn't believe it. I went back and I cried until there were no more tears in my eyes. Of course, for a chaste woman, for a pious woman, this would damage her reputation. But for a bad woman, this would mean nothing. Aisha radiallahu anh said, I was hoping only that Allah Azza wa Jal would give an inspiration, wahi, to the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, would show him an evidence. And the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam was teaching the companions a lesson, that when there are claims, you verify them. So he asked Aisha, and Aisha was offended. How could you ask me? Even asking me is offensive to me. Like, are you doubting me? But the Prophet ﷺ was just following the religion that you ask. Not because I accuse you, but I want to verify. So Aisha radiallahu anha was upset and she was saddened by that. How could this happen? How could people falsify claims against me? Subhanallah. So if this happened to you, brothers and sisters, remember, you're not better than the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. You're not better than Aisha radiallahu anha. So if this happened to them, it might very well happen to you. This is part of the test of Allah Azza wa Jal, that Allah Azza wa Jal tested the Prophet Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam. And Aisha radiallahu anha, subhanallah, she said, I never expected that Allah Azza wa Jal would send down Quran. 10 ayat from the Quran are recited until the Day of Judgment. But this only shows the value of Aisha. Subhanallah, how righteous she is, and how Allah Azza wa Jal loves her, and the Prophet Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam loved her. This is the value of our mother, the mother of the believers, Aisha radiallahu anha. So this is a beautiful story, a reminder of watching your words, a reminder that you are held accountable for every single word that you say. That whenever you make a claim, you say something, prove it. You don't have a proof, don't say it. It's better. May Allah Azza wa Jal make us among those who listen to the guidance and follow the best of it. Assalamu alaikum.
Assalamu alaikum. If you've enjoyed this video, then inshallah you will love the True Ilm app. It's the world's largest collection of Islamic audiobooks and ebooks. We have hundreds of books that you can benefit from for free. So do download the True Ilm app today. Assalamu alaikum.